Thank you, Adrian, and good afternoon to you for the first of a series of potential epic encounters in the top half of the draw. You look at the relative rankings of the 24 sides who have qualified for this tournament. The top 4 and host Germany are all in this half. And here on the banks of the Rhine, the sides that are numbers 2 and 3 in the current FIFA list face off. The tournament started with 7 sides who would have believed they had a genuine chance of lifting the trophy. One has gone, another will go here. The field slowly getting whittled down. These two sides were expected to meet this weekend. Both anticipated to win their group and end up on the other side of the draw. They contrived to finish second, and that last 8 clash penciled in for Berlin on Saturday's materialised in Dusseldorf today. Both have got this far on the back of defensive resilience rather than free-scoring flamboyance. Each scoring twice and conceding once up to this point, but it's knockout football going to be able to inspire adventure. This is how the two teams line up. Mignon in goal for France. Koundé, Upamecano, Saliba and Hernandez. Conte, Chouameni and Rabiot behind Griezmann in a midfield diamond, and Thuram and Mbappe up front. For Belgium, Castells in goal, probably a back 4 in front of him. We'll find out very shortly. Castagna, Fast, Vertonghen, Tayat, Carrasco, De Bruyne, Anana and Doku in midfield. And Luis Openda making just his second competitive international start. Partners Romelu Lukaku. Only one man has ever scored more international goals for a European nation than him. Referee today is Glenn Nibjen from Sweden. And it will be France who will get us underway. White shirts, blue shorts, and they will be kicking from left to right. France have reached the final of 3 of the last 4 major tournaments. It is nearly 25 years since they were last crowned the kings of Europe. Belgium have never claimed a major honour, and their biggest game since 1980 resulted in defeat to France in a World Cup semi-final. They meet today, 2 of the top 3 in the world rankings, but the journey ends here in Dusseldorf for one of the tournament's potential winners. We're underway. France kicking from left to right. As I say, white shirts, blue shorts, and Belgium in their customary colours of dark red with the gold and black trim. The French from the kickoff playing the ball down towards Jules Koundé, the right back who will make his way forward. It is back 4 that Belgium have started with, 4-4-2. De Bruyne in the centre of midfield alongside Anana. French able to get the ball forward. We'll hear from World Cup winner and final goal scorer Emmanuel Petit over the course of the afternoon. I'm delighted to say, as always, alongside me is the former England captain, Stuart Pearce.
Yeah, hi Jim. Looking forward to this game. This is a special one, I think, in the draw at the moment. Just looking at Griezmann, starting a lot on the right-hand side, probably more so than we were expecting from him.
Getting it out to the left-hand side of the penalty area here. Belgium on the back foot. Mbappe wearing his mask, trying to get the ball out from underneath his feet. It's flicked in and fired wide by Rabiot. Out of play for a goal kick that will be taken by Koen Castells for Belgium. 80 seconds in here on TalkSport. It's still France 0, Belgium 0, but only the French on the front foot from the very off. It's going to be a goal kick that will be taken by Castells. In fact, not to him, by Fass. He's playing on the right of the 2 centre-halves, the Leicester City player. Castells just rolling it out from the back. Belgium very deliberately slowing things down, wanting to dictate the tempo when they've got possession. This first build-up from the back, very one-paced and laborious. Vertonghen just coming forward now. Vertonghen is such an experienced campaigner. He's 157th international cap today. And already in this move, the ball has literally slowed to a stop on 3 or 4 separate occasions. Now they try and inject a little bit of dynamism into it. A long ball that's played forward for Upamecano, able to easily head it down for Conte, and then Koundé will be able to lay it back. And France again can build from the back with Chouameni at the defensive tip of the midfield line. Goes out towards the left-hand side again. Well, one back by Carrasco. He's started on the right with Doku on the left. Still fires it forward. And he's given a Pender something to chase, but he just stumbled at the most inopportune moment from a Belgian perspective. And it's easily mopped up and back for Maignan. A couple of minutes gone, nearly 3 minutes gone here in Düsseldorf. And on TalkSport, it remains 0-0. Let's get the views of the opening moments from French legend Emmanuel Petit.
Well, the first minutes are always very important, to get sensation, very as soon as possible. To get, confident with the ball, with the position as well, with your teammates. So it's very important, to come into this game in a good way.
Just looking at the French team, Manu, it looks more of a 4-3-3 spread out across the front.
Yes.
I don't know whether they're just doing that to just test the waters with the Belgian side.
And I'm very surprised to see Griezmann as a right winger.
Belgium getting the ball inside the penalty area. Saliba, fine season he had for Arsenal's able to get it away. Mbappe, who always likes to gravitate out towards that left-hand side, but has the license to do it in the way that the French have set up in these early stages. He's lost it, long raking ball from De Bruyne, a little bit too long and high. There goes that a play for a throw that will be taken on the French right-hand side. I mean, Emmanuel, so much was made of the way it was going to be a diamond, and yet it hasn't transpired like that at all.
Honestly, I don't get it, because if you play on 4-3-3 like this, just put Dembele or Koeman, as a right winger, the pace, against this defense. I don't want to be disrespectful, for the Belgian defense, but for me they look average. So that's why we need to get our best player, and play on their best qualities, which is the speed. They are very fast, and with Griezmann on the right as a right winger, we don't get that. It will be more important, in the middle of the park than to be, close to the line.
French able to play the ball forward again out the left-hand side. Hernandez tried to link up. Belgian back line able to deal with that particular threat. It was Tite Castagna. He's able to get it away. One of several in this Belgian starting lineup. Playing their club football in England. Fulham man. Ricardo, France dominating the early possession. About 60-40 through the opening 5 minutes here on TalkSport. Griezmann just losing out here. Théâtre sending one forward. Well read by Maignan, who raced out of his penalty area. Sure that he read the bounce and stopped and deliberately just got his right foot underneath the long ball and flicked it into touch. And out of play for a throw that will be taken on the Belgian left and work back for Jan Vertonghen. Cooler day here in northern Rhinelands than we've seen over the last week or so. Ball forward here from De Bruyne, headed away easily, cleared by the French back line again, helping it forward. Well worked down by Doku. A neat touch by Carrasco just to come back and play it in with Jeremy Doku. Doku right in the challenge of Griezmann. Théâtre will go back for Vertonghen. Fass has got it, the deepest of the Belgian outfield players as he picks it up on the edge of the centre circle. And Théâtre once more will be able to bring it forward. And once again, Belgium slow the possession down. And Théâtre eventually will work it back for his goalkeeper, Castles.
Interesting for me to see De Bruyne playing in a very deep lying role. He's looking to get on the ball. If I was the French, I'd make sure he didn't get turned and get his head up and look for raking passes.
Now Mbappe finding Griezmann in a more central position this time. Fass is there to be able to head it away. Doku can hook it with his right foot around the side of Koundé. The second ball won by the French. And Thuram will be able to get towards the dead ball line. Théâtre came in, gave him a shove. And the Swedish referee said nothing wrong with that. And it will be a goal kick that will restart play. 6.5 minutes gone here on TalkSport in Düsseldorf, and it's still 0-0. The goalkeeper's had anything to do so far. What have you made of it, Emmanuel?
Well, at the moment, as you say, the Belgian side look as though they're trying to slow the game down slightly, take some sting out of the French start to the game. But every time they've tossed the ball in behind, you can feel the crowd get excited by it, So I think they're trying to free up maybe De Bruyne in a deep lying role. If he can get turned, which is very difficult to do at the moment in the position he's playing.
Yeah, but if you do so, if you let him do what he wants, with the ball, this guy can put great balls, very easily behind the defense. So he's never under pressure. So for the moment, I'm still wondering why we try to do, the French national team.
They're in possession with Upamecano, coming forward towards halfway, rolling it into the feet of N'Golo Kanté, twice a Premier League winner. Griezmann playing with his back to the direction of play for a moment as he was put under pressure by Teat. Lays it back for Upamecano. Now Saliba to his left-hand side, and Andes making the run forward. Just teased into his path. Mbappe dropping deep. Yellow captain's armband visible even on the far side of the pitch from here. French working in between the lines for Conte. Belgium, very regimented defensive manner, just keeping their shape behind the ball. France struggling to play through it, but keeping possession easily enough at the moment. Griezmann coming into a more central area, trying to link up the play. Chouamani forced to play it hurriedly back inside his own half. And Upamecano will run round it, but an excellent ball forward into the feet of Rabiot. Rabiot nearly had it taken off his toes by Onana. All he could do was poke it back into French territory. And the blue will come forward again. Koundé and Griezmann just linking up on the right-hand side, or linking up the first time. The return ball wasn't the best. It's allowed Belgium the opportunity to get it forward, and Vertonghen will be able to clear his lines. Defensive header by Upamecano. Maignan hoping it would get back inside his own area. It didn't quite. He came out, got there ahead of Lozapenda, and just works it out towards Hernandez on the French left in a very, very thin corridor of sunshine on that far side of the field. The shadow encasing most of the playing surface, but attacking left flank for the French is certainly still in sunlight. Griezmann laying it back. Rabiot helping it on. Griezmann's got it again. To his left-hand side was Mbappe, but it was a tame, poor shot. Very easily for Castells just to get his hands behind it and make a comfortable save.
Yeah, both teams at the moment, Jim, seem quite comfortable just to get in shape and let the opposition have it in the final third, maybe bring it up the pitch, which is fine, but at some stage you can't let good players get their head up and play the ball through the thirds and get turned, because you'll have a big problem.
Here's De Bruyne. Teat controlling it, laying it back for Jan Vertonghen, who's playing in his 6th major international tournament. He's got a couple of goals. Not in the Euros, scored in the World Cup earlier in his career. Full back for Castells again. We're through the opening 10 minutes and plenty of shadow boxing so far.
I mean, if I was on the pitch, I would try probably once to put pressure on the defenders, because we don't do that, and I have the feeling that if we can do that just once, maybe we can get something from that.
It's Belgium that are in possession here though, working it down the left-hand touchline. What's the thoughts of the World Cup winner Emmanuel Petit, part of our commentary team here at the Mirko Spiel Arena in Dusseldorf today. It's gone out of play for a French throw, and Koundé will be the man that will come across to take it. He plays centre-half for Barcelona, but at right back in this French national side. Rabiot has it. Conte slipping his foot in there, but just to guide the ball safely back for Chouamani. Belgium haven't been able to get Lukaku into the game at all, and Mbappe seen very little of it for the French, but he's in possession now. He's coming in off that left-hand side again. Chouamani to Conte. Koundé has made a good run down the right-hand side, but the ball is worked the other way instead. Carrasco put in the pressure on as he goes out towards that far touchline. Still the French are able to recycle it. Chouamani with another long crossfield ball. Ball down by Koundé. Griezmann taking it, letting it turn, getting it back inside the area for Koundé. He's pulled it back past the penalty spot, easily cleared by Castagna. Now France again on the next phase of play. Upamecano helping it forward. It's going to drift innocuously out of play past the corner flag. Emmanuel, that was better from France, but nowhere from it.
Unfortunately, we didn't get anyone, at the reception of this cross. Good movement on the right flank from Koundé, but no one's went there, to get the ball.
Yeah, I think once you get in those positions as a fullback, if you have a quick look and there's nothing on, drive it at the goalkeeper's feet and see what happens from there. You might get a touch from a defender. We've seen it a couple of times in this tournament already. Defenders retreating, putting the ball into their own net. That's probably the ball that he should have played.
Interest inside the penalty area from both teams have been relatively sparse in the opening 12 minutes. Chouamani will play the ball out to the French left-hand side. They've still been able to get possession very readily so far. We talk sport, first of 2 live games today. Portugal facing Slovenia to earn a quarter-final against the winners of this one. It's live from Frankfurt, kicking off from 8 tonight here on TalkSport. Games tomorrow as well to complete the round of 16. I'll give you the details of those shortly. Mbappe in possession for the French, and there's a brisk step over, a Nana not full, ball laid back for Chouameni. Then France working the width very effectively. Koundé back to Griezmann, left-footed ball swerved in towards the far post and headed away by Costanza. Wasn't taking any chances, might have gone out for a goal kick anyway, but he knew that Mbappe was in behind him, and he's having to concede the first corner of the day.
I'm going to ask Manu a question here. If I was playing against Mbappe, the last thing I'd want him to do is pick that is for one. Secondly, with 13 minutes into the game, I've not seen him pick the ball up, get turned and tap the fullback on.
You know, for the last season with Paris Saint-Germain, he didn't do that anymore. He was always trying to receive the ball in his feet, not asking the ball in a space, behind the defenders and try to make a speed,
I think for any defender, you think, thank goodness for that. Well done.
Come back about the moment. Griezmann taking this corner short on the French left flank. Mbappe receiving on the edge of the penalty area, then getting it back and hits a right-footed effort that's deflected, and it loops over the bar for what should have been a corner. And the referee has given a goal kick and then produces a yellow card for Chouameni for his dissent at the decision.
How close is the referee?
We're 70 yards away.
The referee
clearly deflected.
He's in front of the ball. He didn't see the deflection, and which we saw from the ground.
It hit Onana, and just the way that it looped up over the crossbar, it had to be deflected. But it clearly it's an easy game to referee from here.
What surprises me, Jim, is that they're linked up with each other, the mics, and I'm sure they get tipped off on occasion for certain decisions. It would take seconds for someone to say to the referee, it's hit him, change your mind.
Yeah, I can't believe that all four officials have missed that. Chouameni's in the book. There are two in the French starting lineup today, incidentally, who are a yellow card away from suspension, Mbappe and Rabiot. Belgium will bring the ball forward now. Rare attack from them. Carrasco eased to the ground on the edge of the penalty area, no foul. France are going to be able to bring it away. Quickly, ball into the feet of Mbappe. Back from him to Conte. Thuram came to lead it inside the centre circle. Lovely back heel flick. And France very quickly got the ball out towards the right flank. Koundé now for Griezmann. It's 0-0. France very slowly beginning to get a foothold in this game. They've had the possession, but doing more with it in the last 4 or 5 minutes or so. Griezmann going back to Koundé again. And Koundé towards halfway. Upamecano sends one across the deck, through the centre circle, and towards Hernandez. Hernandez getting a return ball over on that far touchline from Rabiot. Just going back to that point that you're making, Manu, about the fact that Mbappe these days, when he's got the ball at his feet, just doesn't try and run at opposition. Why is that? Why is he modifying his game like that?
We saw that the last minute when we recovered the ball, we had the possibility, to make a counter-attack, just like what we've done, 2018. Every time we get the ball in front of our goal, the transition was very quick, very fast. We don't do that anymore.
His contact. Is that a deliberate decision to change tactics?
As I said, Kylian Mbappe changed completely the way he's playing, with Paris Saint-Germain. The first season he was always asking the ball behind the defenders, always, trying to challenge his opponent with a speed. Now he's always asking the ball in his feet. He's not Lionel Messi. He's a great player, but he has different qualities. He must play with his qualities, which he doesn't do that anymore, in my opinion.
French will bring it forward. Carrasco fouled at the other end, and just seeing a replay of that, it was Taylor Hernandez that came back. Their arms were interlocked. Carrasco did seem to initiate the contact and go to ground very easily. Stuart's views on that in a moment, but it's going to be another French corner. An in-swinger, which is headed way wide by Thuram.
Yeah,
with the delivery, Thuram just got his bearings wrong.
Yeah, I think the Carrasco one earlier, I think what he's done, he's slid in and got the ground, he's trying to hook the ball and retain the ball and just got it wrong. I don't think it was a foul. And Thuram there made a decent run, just needed to skim it on the top of his head and help it on. I don't think he had the angle to go for goal.
He's only scored once in his last 11 internationals, Marcus Thuram, which was a goal against Gibraltar back in November. He did get 15 for Inter this season. That was the son of Lilian, former teammate of Emmanuel in the World Cup winning side, the Euro 2000 winning team as well. All over on the French left. 18 minutes gone. 0-0, the most significant moment of the afternoon still lying ahead of us. A couple of games for you tomorrow as well. The four sides eyeing up a semi-final with either England or the Swiss are all in action. Got the Netherlands against Romania in Munich, which kicks off at 5 here on TalkSport. And it's going to be followed by Austria-Turkey from Leipzig at 8. Remember, all 51 games from the tournament are here on the TalkSport network. This one, 20% of the way through, is 0-0. And Conte plays it out to Chouameni. Over on the French left-hand side, Kylian Mbappe, who dropped his shoulder and threatened to run with pace. And now he will bring it towards the edge of the penalty area. It's scooped up over the top by Rabiot. Koundé on the right-hand side of the Belgian penalty area takes a step back, lets the ball run into his stride. Plays it back behind Rabiot, who has to rescue it nearer halfway, but can turn and now just venture forward, sauntering into Belgian territory. The 1-2 with Conte. The turn ball actually was played back instead to Saliba. Saliba just lends the ball to Rabiot. It's played out to the left for Chouameni. Another opportunity for France to try and deliver, but Hernandez is more than happy to work it back rather than try and supply across. And then Rabiot from thick end of 30 yards fires one well over the bar. 0-0.
I've been a little bit disappointed with long-range efforts, in this tournament. I've not seen too many that have really sort of got me off my seat as such.
Just that one for Denmark against England, really. Yeoman firing one in off the inside of the post from 30 yards, but other than that, they've been collector's items. I think that is still the longest range goal that we've seen so far. 20 minutes in this one. As the ball is played down the Belgian right. Lukaku. Rare touch from him, but he's found Carrasco. Now Castagna can get forward. Right-hand side of the penalty area. Fired in, and Koundé just guides it back to his goalkeeper under little pressure. And then will be able to come out and pick it up. 0-0 the score.
Yeah, we watched England yesterday, and the criticism of England is everyone's coming to feet. No one wants to run in behind. That's something you can't say about the Belgian front line. They do at least offer you a couple of runners looking to go into the channels.
Yeah, it's something that amazed me in this game, it's the lack of intensity. The rhythm is very slow,
Do you think that's just because of the magnitude of the game, and then as soon as one team scores?
I think this is exactly what the two teams are expecting, and this is the way they play, and they don't put a great intensity, in their game, so I'm not surprised about that. But when you look at other games, it was amazing sometimes to watch beautiful games, with high intensity,
Well, these two have played 6 games between them in this tournament so far, and those 6 games have had 6 goals. The general consensus was that this could be a relatively attritional affair. They might cancel each other out, despite the fact that the French, on paper, would have the advantage. We'll often talk about the ELO rankings, an alternative and I think more accurate system of rankings rather than the FIFA list. And the FIFA list, these two, 2nd and 3rd in the ELO ratings, are actually 3rd, France, and 11th, Belgium. So the form hasn't been great. They have only lost one of the last 18 games, but haven't really had the high-profile wins that would give them the ranking points. The last 8 years, they've played 5 matches against top 4 opposition. They've lost 3 of them. Doku trying to make his way forward down the left. Koundé has just stopped his path. Put it out of play for a throw that Thiam will come across the take. Midway through the first half, still 0-0.
Jimmy, you suggesting this game might go into extra time for the long haul, because if that is the case, we're going to have to send out for more biscuits. We've only got enough for 90 minutes worth.
And a foot massage as well.
I'm impressed that you think, just looking down at that stash of biscuits, that you think that is 90 minutes worth.
That's probably about 20 minutes worth of biscuits for me.
That's about 9 minutes. Here's Doku. That's why we're different shapes. Doku is a yard inside his own half. He's played it back for De Bruyne. De Bruyne to Jan Vertonghen, and now to Wout Vaas. So Belgium, one defeat in 18s, one defeat in 10 for the French. Going into this, they've lost a couple of friendlies to Germany this season. Doku getting to the corner of the penalty area, sends a skidding effort in, and then Griezmann fouled it. The referee just waited to see what would happen. No advantage because the shot was easily saved, so he's pulled it back and Griezmann's been booked.
Yeah, I think the shot was well away before the initial, the challenge sort of arrived. It was a loose challenge. So on that one. What are your thoughts on Doku? I see him.
First foul.
Yeah.
He received a yellow card on the first foul.
It's tough. What are your thoughts on Doku? I see him and he gets you excited, and then
I love him when he does what he just tried to do, but the problem is he needs to get more support from his teammates, because it's easy to defend when you are 2 or 3, you know.
So here's the set piece opportunity for Belgium. They've not created too much from open play so far. Still waiting for their first attempt. It's in from De Bruyne, took a nick, and Manuel kicked it away off his line. It took a touch about 4 or 5 yards in front of it. And De Bruyne going for a cheeky near post direct shot, as everybody was expecting that it was going to be teed up inside the penalty area. Manuel reacted in time. And now another free kick is given. And another yellow card is out. It's just going to be Rabiot. Yes, it is. He's booked. And he will be suspended. If France win today, he's going to miss the quarter-final.
Already 3 yellow cards.
Just lunging for the ball. It's like between the legs of Doku.
yeah, I'm not so sure there's that much intent there. I really don't. Doku's doing his level best not to get involved in a tackle, to be fair, and backing off, and he's just got caught. I don't think that's a yellow card, honestly. I don't.
A spate of early yellow cards yesterday, and that's 3 in a 10-minute period here, Emmanuel. And just
what a weird ball. Just bounced, just in front of the goalkeeper. He had just a reflex, to take it away, with his right leg. But it was a weird ball.
Yeah, I think it's just clipped the wall, I think, and just put a bit of topspin on the ball. But the goalkeeper's just got to gather that into his chest. But unorthodox, but effective.
Well, he got it away. It was probably only about a couple of feet off his line when he did kick it clear. So a suspension for Rabiot. How significant would that be, Emmanuel, if France are to make it through?
Yeah, we've got options on the bench, but the problem is those guys, got the opportunity to shy in front of the manager, but they didn't. Just like, for example, Camavinga. He's been sitting on the bench for years now, and he has to go to the next level, and that will be, if we go through, that will be a perfect opportunity for him.
Play back underway. 26 minutes in. 3 yellow cards for Frenchmen in the last 10 minutes. Belgium still waiting for their first attempt, because of the deflection on the Kevin De Bruyne free kick means it doesn't actually count as an attempt in the UEFA stats. Go figure. Anana going back for Vertonghen. Antian down towards the left-hand side for Manchester City's Jeremy Doku. Belgians working for, it's a lovely turn from Openda. Lukaku wanted it fired in towards the near post. Then as it's played in towards Carrasco, he gets a shot in. He's claiming that it hit a French hand. Ball's gone out of play for a goal kick. It will be looked at by the Dutch VAR, Paul van Berkel. Now we'll have a look at a replay now. Is there a case to answer as Carrasco fires this in?
Not for me. No, not for me. I've got to say, really, really good play. His arm was tight to his body, so may have clipped it, but not a penalty. I've got to say, Belgium, they're slow on the build-up, but when they do get beyond the midfield press of France, they do press the accelerator and go.
Griezmann. Staying with it. De Bruyne winning it back from Thuram. What do you made of De Bruyne playing in this deeper role in central midfield in a 4-4-2?
Well, listen, I think he likes plenty of touches of the ball. Probably will get a bit more frustrated playing further up the field. Defensively, he's not had to do a great deal, where you would say it's not his ideal position defensively. But if you can get him on the ball and get turned, he will hit passes beyond the French back line that make him chase.
That's the plan from Belgium, because they put three very fast players up front with Openda, Lukaku and Carrasco, which means I'm not surprised with De Bruyne trying, to go deep, he's in his own half, because he's such a great deliverer. But what amazed me the most is that we see that on the pitch and we don't put pressure on them. We let them play the way they want to play.
He's got it again now. And he just flicks it past Rabiot towards the right-hand side of the penalty area. Carrasco trying to supply the return ball. Would have gone in behind De Bruyne. It's going to be won back by Conte anyway. And he'll get it forward towards Griezmann. Tayat came into the centre of midfield, following him to put the pressure on the ball. France have been able to play round that and very quickly get it out towards the far touchline, the French left. Kylian Mbappe. Griezmann into the feet of Thuram. Return ball cleared by Openda, who had covered a lot of ground there from the forward line to come back and be in the right place at the right time and hammer it to safety.
Yeah, the difference for me between the two sides at the moment is when Belgium play through the thirds and get it beyond the third, they go with real acceleration to the opposition's goal. The French have had opportunities to break and they've slowed the move down too much.
Potential for a Belgian counter-attack as Mbappe stumbled when he was in possession, tackled himself. But as Carrasco brought it forward, France very quickly regained their defensive shape. Carrasco went back and the counter-attack was negated. Belgium have still got it as Castagna makes his way forward. Goes into the feet of Onana in the centre of midfield. Deeper from him to De Bruyne. Long-haired Belgian in his golden boots. Lays it back. In the centre circle. It's Jan Vertonghen again. Vertonghen to Fas. Onana given the instruction when he receives the ball to turn. Not once, but twice. Little pirouette. Back for Onana again.
Jim, I'm not sure that's healthy for the French to just let the Belgians do exactly what they want. There's players just walking with the ball with no pressure on them. They're waiting to pick a pass, and when they do find a pass, there's a problem.
That makes me nervous, Stuart. I just want to go on the pitch and try to put pressure on every single player, I just want to, I don't know, I can understand they're tired, but at least just try to do that a couple of minutes on the pitch.
But Deschamps will be able to see this, so why is the instruction not coming?
Because Deschamps, it's always like that, We wait, we try to build our victories on our best defense all the time.
Conde's ball forward down the inside right channel. Thuram made the run. He was blocked off legitimately, and it goes through towards Castells. Now some breaking news here on TalkSport. Newcastle and Manchester United have reached an agreement for the immediate release of Dan Ashworth from his contractual obligations at St James's Park. The terms of the agreement are going to remain confidential. Newcastle have publicly thanked Dan Ashworth for his service and wish him well for the future. So Dan Ashworth, now a Manchester United employee. More on that as the evening goes on. A reminder that the second half of today's Euros double bill, Portugal-Slovenia, live from Frankfurt, kicking off at 8. This one is a slow burner with a capital S. 31 minutes gone, it's 0-0. One attempt on target so far from the French, nothing from the Belgians, but the blue will bring it forward again. As that corridor of sunshine over on the far touchline gets ever thinner, the shadow from the roof of this main stand extending further and further across the pitch. Griezmann, 25 yards out. Ball bypassing Rabiot far inside the penalty area, but disappointingly, Ryan Mendes has straight past everybody out of play for a goal kick. It's still 0-0. 13 minutes to go to half-time.
Yeah, I think if I was one of the French central defenders, I'd be really frustrated. So I'm looking up the pitch and we're marking man for man, and they can pick and choose when they make runs. And the Belgian players can pick and choose when they play those balls because they're under no pressure whatsoever. And every time that ball gets played, you can feel the crowd get excited by a foot race between four players.
Looking a couple of six to my right hand side, Emmanuel, you're looking more nervous every time I look across at you.
Yeah, I'm nervous, but now I'm starting to be a little bit annoyed about what I'm seeing on the pitch. It's like I can't get it with all we got on the pitch, and I know that some players, they love to put pressure, on opponents, and I don't get it. Why are we looking at the Belgian players, the way they put the rhythm on the pitch, do what they want with the ball? I'm thinking, okay, even when we get back the ball, we are not playing on transition, so I'm still wondering what are we looking for on the pitch?
One number 7 has fouled the other as De Bruyne leaves Griezmann on the deck. And it's going to be a free kick to the French in their right back position that Koundé will take. Tedesco certainly looks the happier of the two managers. He's just there in his suit on the edge of his technical area at the moment, and his white trainers telling his players to calm down. That was an instruction of De Bruyne for giving that cheap free kick away. He's only lost the one game, Tedesco, since taking charge back in February of last year. One defeat was their opener here in that shock 1-0 loss to Slovakia. Struggle to beat Slovakia. Ball goes out towards Koundé. Koundé on the right flank, firing a ball inside the penalty area. That should have been 1-0. Thuram missing the target. He's 10 yards out with a header, and he's put it a couple of feet wide of the top right-hand corner. Emmanuel Petit.
Right, great cross from Koundé, great movement, great ball from Chouameni first. And he found Koundé, and then he delivered a very beautiful cross. And he can be annoyed on this occasion, because I think he was dominating, Faiz on this fight. It should have hit to target at least.
Koundé once again been the one good delivery there. Also as well got in beyond earlier on in the game as well. You expect maybe more pressure from the left-hand side, but it's him who's broken the back line.
Well, a long way to go in this game and the tournament itself over the next fortnight. Winners of this get Portugal or Slovenia in Hamburg on Friday. The winners of that will get Spain or Germany in Munich a week tomorrow. And I think from what we've seen so far, Spain and Germany are the two best sides in the tournament. I think that is the final before the final, but you would imagine that whoever wins that might have a little bit too much for whoever wins this, if they then get through the quarter-final as well. But of course it doesn't always work like that. Here's Vertonghen. We're 10 minutes away from half-time. We're with Talk Sport. Jim Brown for Stuart Pearce, Emmanuel Petit, your commentary team here. Adrian Durham in the chair. Doku with a chance, and with quick feet past Griezmann, working it into the feet on the edge of the penalty area of Openda. As it came back to him, it was smuggled away by the French. It's going to be a Belgian throw on the left-hand touchline, but Doku is almost unique in the way that he's taking this game on. When he has the ball at his feet, he's coming for it. Chouameni from that Belgian throw has won a free kick down on the dead ball line. And France survive again, but Jeremy Doku's just got this ability when he's got the ball at his feet to take people on.
He's very powerful, so we need to get 2, at least 3 on him all the time. So at the moment, they don't take advantage of that with his teammates. But I'm just looking at the French bench, and I'm worried about the fact that Didier Deschamps is fighting all the time with the assistant referee. Now he just came back on the bench, but for at least 5 minutes he's been shouting, he's been screaming at the referee assistant. So concentrate on your game.
Saliba looking the ball to his left. Chouameni down to the left-hand touchline. Nanda's the full-back, receiving the ball and then playing it back. And then he's continued his run. The ball will find him. It's worked in, but Thuram couldn't get there in time. Arsenal saw him coming. He threw himself at the feet of the big burly number 15 striker coming in. That was better, a little give and go down the left flank, and as soon as Hernandez had popped the ball off, he was on his bike, herring down the left-hand side, and rather hook a perceptive ball in.
Yeah, he done well to keep that alive, actually. I thought it was just going to run away from him, but he's pulled it back and just couldn't get enough around it to pull it to the penalty spot.
Still goalless. 6 attempts for the French, 1 for Belgium. Just 1 attempt on target, which came for France.
I'll tell you what I find interesting. When you coach a team, or you've been in a team that's been coached, normally when you're defending from the front, you're trying to show them in one direction to the weakest player, or you wait for them and set a trap. I don't see a plan. Exactly that word, a plan. I don't see a plan.
No. And I don't think, that collectively, if for example, one or two players start to put the opponent under pressure, the team is not following behind.
Yeah.
Schwamini's got possession. He's 10 yards inside Belgian territory as he plays it out to the left flank. For Rabiot is one of 3 players booked, and he'll miss the quarter-final through suspension if France are to get there. Carrasco playing it back for Castagna. Worked down the Belgian right-hand side for Lukaku, but he couldn't hold it up with his back to the direction of play. And Hernandez coming into it more now. Plays it down towards Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe, who's third on France's all-time goal-scoring list, but he's got both Giroud and Henry in his sights. Schwamini fires it inside the penalty area. The curly-haired centre-half out fast heads it away. Out for a throw will be taken on the French left by Hernandez again. Back from him towards Rabiot, driving towards the edge of the penalty area. Conte was there, just trying to flicker the outside of his boot back into his path. Belgium will look to break and get a Pender going. He runs down a blind alley. France have it back. Griezmann approaching the edge of the box. Oh, good ball from Koundé in towards Conte. Conte has got 2 Belgians around him. He's come back outside the penalty area. Koundé, Griezmann, clever from him. Mbappe, the angle's tight. He gets it in towards the penalty spot, looking for Rabiot. Belgium almost unanimously appealing for a handball. Nothing was given. France get it back again, about 15 yards outside the penalty area. Now they'll try and come again. Mbappe, back for Griezmann as we approach half-time. 6 to go. Here in Dusseldorf is goalless. Schwamini from distance. Bastos would have had it covered. He was scampering just for a moment. A couple of hasty steps to his left-hand side. About a yard wide. Still France and Belgium struggling to hit the target.
Yeah, I think that was a decent effort, but I think Pender just getting back in his eye line just put him off slightly. Good contact on the ball, but just cut across it.
Last time these two sides met was a 3-2 victory for France. That was in the semi-finals of the Nations League back in 2021, a game that Belgium led 2-0. Carrasco and Lukaku, Benzema, Mbappe and Hernandez turned it around for France to win 3-2. Particular game in Turin. There's also a World Cup semi-final in St. Petersburg back in 2018. Samuel Umtiti scoring early in the second half there. In fact, France have won the last 4 competitive meetings of these 2 nations. 75 matches between them overall, but Belgium have won more of them than the French. France has got it now on halfway. Right-footed ball chipped forward. Carrasco obediently making a run. Easily cleared from him though by a little cushion header from Hernandez. The ball is worked up the French left-hand side with Rabiot. Finding Mbappe. Mbappe taking it on. 2 or 3 strides. Back out to the left for Hernandez. Rabiot again. Mbappe again. Mbappe 15 outside the box. Very deft little clip. Played in by Rabiot inside the 6-yard box. Koundé keeping it alive. Chips it back in. De Bruyne back to head the ball away. And a stumble from a Pendo will see that from Doku on the part. Sees the ball go out and play for a throw that will be taken on the French right-hand side by Koundé. Just a little bit more incision from France as they push forward there.
Yeah, it was Mbappe's ball, wasn't it? Clever little reverse ball in. From that moment on, things opened up. Koundé probably got caught in 2 minds on the far post with his effort. Was it a cross? Was it a shot? We're not sure.
Schwamini inside the centre circle. Belgium's defensive record has been pretty tidy. Castells in goal has only conceded once in 764 minutes. So that's 12 and 3/4 hours. Good record. It's the Slovakia goal in the group stage. France have got it again now, trying to damage that record. Hernandez back from Mbappe. Mbappe, right-footed. Frenchman to have scored in this tournament so far. Koundé. Rabiot, Griezmann coming to meet him. Feeding the ball off very neatly. Now he goes towards the left flank again. Towards Mbappe. Mbappe just behind Hernandez. He's got time to go out to the far touchline and rescue it. Keep it alive. Plays it back for Saliba. Mbappe can come forward again. 3 to go to half-time here on TalkSport at 0-0. Mbappe. to Rabiot. Rabiot in a central position, not in a shooting position. So just let the ball to Conte, got it back, and then they lose it between them. Belgium trying to get a penalty going on the counter-attacks. Lieber's there to sweep up with the aid of Upamecano. France can bring it forward again. Tedesco is gesticulating wildly on the edge of the Belgian technical area. Unhappy at something that he's seen. Griezmann to Thuram. Just trying to supply him with a return ball, but missed him from close range. Belgium poke it the halfway. But France come back again, and at the moment is largely ineffective from the French, but it is wave after wave of pressure as they continue to make their ways forward from left to right. Conte, Griezmann, too much on that. Pass Thuram. There's a little collision inside the penalty area off the ball as well, involving Théat and Mbappé. Mbappé feigns concern as he looks over him to see if Théat is okay. He's going to be all right without the need for treatment. I think play will continue. 2 to go to half-time. Still 0-0. Sure.
Yeah, criticisms if I was offering any for the French. The press from the front is very slow, if any, and it's allowing the Belgians to build up slightly. And probably in the last third as well, when they're attacking, they've had a couple of opportunities, but just not been able to find that clinical pass, clinical finish. And the Belgians, I've got to say, they do counter-attack very quickly. I like that about them. The fact when they do get beyond the midfield line, that you see players running in behind the back line and going quickly at the opposition's goal.
Théat's okay. Play restarts with Castells running the ball outside his own penalty area. And he's pretty much halfway between the edge of the box and halfway before he eventually fires it forward. Lukaku takes it inside the French box, but couldn't find a teammate. De Bruyne then fouls Rabiot with a lunging attempt to keep the move alive. He's claiming that he played the ball. Doesn't want to argue too vehemently, because we've already seen with this referee that a yellow card for dissent is never too far away. France will be able to bring it forward from the free kick that they've taken quickly on the edge of their own penalty area. Not going to be too much time added at the end of this first half. 1 or 2 at the very most. We've got 40 seconds before we find out. Chip down the French left-hand side, and Hernandez taking it on. Fast committed himself, won it right on the right-hand edge of the box, and flipped it away and out for another French corner there.
I think there's no doubt that this game, the first goal, is going to be so vital, and what a time to get it.
But what I like with the French team now is every time we approach the last third of the pitch, when we put speed and movement, we get something from that. So I think we're not so far, to score a goal.
Right at the end of the first half, that corner comes in and is easily cleared. Won back well, though, by Hernandez as we go into 1 additional minute. Mbappé, right on the corner of the penalty area. Couldn't find a way through, still got it, though. He's trying to get past Doku, and it might come on the edge of the box for a rising drive, which flies over the bar from Chouameni. Now Kylian Mbappé stayed on his feet. Doku was doing everything he could to stop him. Really took his life into his own hands.
I know a lot of players that will fall easily in the penalty area, after a few seconds like this. So he was honest, and he stood on his legs, but hit the target. No one is attacking you. The ball is coming to you. It's easy. You're just in front of the goal. You have to hit the target.
Well, I've got to say, I don't know what Doku was doing there. He got involved in I wouldn't say a rude word, match with Mbappé, but he was fortunate not to give a penalty away. And in the finish, you've just got to hit the target. It doesn't need pace from that distance.
Chouameni, the man that scored the opener against England in the World Cup quarter-final 18 months or so ago. It's the only tournament goal that he's ever scored in his career. He should have added one right at the end of the first half here. France, the better of the two teams, but neither have pulled up any trees. And at half-time in Dusseldorf, it is France 0, Belgium 0. And this is how the two teams will line up for the second half. No changes in personnel. Maignan in goal for France, Koundé, Upamecano, Saliba and Hernandez, Conte, Chouameni and Rabiot, Griezmann, Thuram and Mbappé. For Belgium, 4-4-2, Castells in goal, Castagna, Fass, Vertonghen, Teat, Carrasco, Onana, De Bruyne, Doku, Lukaku and Openda. Romelu Lukaku had 8 touches in that first 45 minutes. He lost possession 6 times in those 8 touches. They just haven't been able to get the ball into him at all so far. Will that be able to change in this second period? Romelu Lukaku, a man who scored 85 international goals. So 3 ruled out by VAR in this tournament already. And we're back underway. As the Belgians kicking from left to right in their very dark red kit with the gold and black trim. Find themselves on the back foot immediately. France with Thuram level the edge of the penalty area, going back for Griezmann with his 1980s haircut down to the left flank. Work back in towards Kylian Mbappe, and the man in the mask with a lovely turn getting the better of De Bruyne, and then firing a left-footed cross way over the bar. And out of play for a goal. We'll hear from Stuart Pearce, the former England captain, in a moment, but delighted to say the French World Cup winner Emmanuel Petit is with us. I mean, what will the half-time team talk from your former teammate Didier Deschamps have entailed, do you think?
I think he probably said to the players that he liked it what he saw the last 15 minutes when we changed movement and speed, the last final third, and try to keep on that, on the pitch, and try to play more directly, avoid, those passes, that don't put danger, in the opponent. I think we should play more directly, That means we should bring more movement.
Conte putting the ball out of play here. It's going to be a Belgian throw. It's an astonishing set of statistics for Lukaku up to this point, Stu.
Yeah, it is. As I say, you look at the statistics, they're poor. In all honesty, I didn't look at his performance and equate it to those statistics. Where I think he wins people over, he's on the move as he is now, and he's always trying to offer himself for a pass or whatever, and he'll chase things that are sort of and put pressure on people that, you think, well, hang on, he's lost it, as he has just then. But he is trying to work for the team, and I admire him for that.
And she's backing into Saliba on that occasion. The bounce of the ball firstly aided him and then did for him on the second bounce. Belgium were on the front foot. Onana didn't realise that he didn't have too much time. He was oblivious seemingly to the fact that Mbappe was coming in from behind him, but he still worked it wide towards Carrasco. His cross inside the penalty area, chested out by Kunde. And the Penda's claiming that he was fouled off the ball, but the Swedish official shows no heed. Ball is great ball by Saliba to Rabiot coming forward through the midfield for France. No substitutions as yet. Rabiot, Griezmann and Chouameni all booked in a 10-minute spell in the first half, just coming up to the midway point of that first half for the French. The Swedish referee's kept his cards in his pocket since then. Conte goes out towards the far touchline, the French right, as they kick from right to left in their white shirts and blue shorts, their change kits. Conte back out towards Kunde, under the feet of Griezmann walking in towards the edge of the penalty area, but Belgium can easily knock it away. De Bruyne knew that he had to play it first time. He went back for Vertonghen, whose hasty clearance just fell for Hernandez. Now Mbappe very swiftly is coming forward again, right footed from the corner of the penalty area, setting up Conte. He sets up Chouameni, it's deflected and tipped wide by Castles. First difficult save that a goalkeeper's had to make. Still would have been disappointed had that beaten him. But Chouameni's effort just took a touch off the top of Fass's foot. Castles diving down early to his left, got his hands behind it, and it's a corner.
Yeah, good strike. He's killed it round the oncoming defender. Fass just got a little touch to it that nearly took it away from the goalkeeper. Good goalkeeping.
First corner of the second half, France's fourth of the game, Belgium yet the win one. Griezmann with a left-footed in-swinger towards the penalty spot, but Meccano going up for it. And Teat down injured for a moment, it's broken Mbappe's way. Fass can block his shot, and then as Hernandez is trying to nudge it past the Penda, he's fouled it. And Hernandez goes down, he's on his knees for a moment, picks himself back up, hands on hips. It's a free kick to France. A couple of yards in from the left-hand touchline, and in a position to swing a dangerous ball inside the penalty area.
Yeah, good opportunity here. As I say, corner just overshot the last one. Mbappe had a good opportunity fronting face up in the box, but never made enough of it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't get it because on the first half the French received 3 yellow cards and 2 on the similar, foul, and that's why the Deschamps came up this bench and the players were arguing, with the referee.
I think we saw plenty of that yesterday, silly bookings early on and proper bookings later, just ignored.
Griezmann takes the free kick, it's half clear, back in from Koundé, that's an awkward ball. Thuram just had the run on fast for a moment, but stretching to get his head to it, has headed it over the bar.
Yeah, I think Fast done quite well just to put some sort of pressure on Thuram there. He went after that ball and he looked all intent. I don't know where it's hit his shoulder and just gone over the crossbar maybe.
Look how strong he is physically, he should be, he should dominate, in this fight, in this challenge. He should take the ball, easily and score on this. He's so close to the goal, but he's so far away from the ball.
Yeah, he's almost headed it onto his own shoulder and over the bar.
What do you think his best position is? Because
him?
Thuram, he's played on the left, he's played through the middle.
4-4-2 with another striker close to him, just like he's doing, with Inter de Milan, with Lautaro Martinez. He had a brilliant season, he scored many goals, he gave so many assists, because he's very confident when he's got players, that's turning around him all the time.
Stanley getting the ball forward for Belgium, but Hernandez in his yellow boots is easily able to mop up for the French. Koundé plays it back for his goalkeeper. Maignan in all yellow, who's only conceded 2 goals in his last 21 halves of competitive international football. Pretty tidy return. France is on top in this game. Largely sterile and static affair, but every moment of increasing significance as the parity is maintained. 0-0. We're 7 minutes into the second half here on TalkSport. Stuart Pearce and Emmanuel Petit alongside me, Jim Bradford here in Dusseldorf today. Look at Meccano out of the French right hand side for Koundé. Boku's been diligent defensively. Carrasco probably more experienced in tracking back on the other touchline. Has had spells at full back. Ball over the top for Thuram to try and chase. It was a straight one, fast went with him. Ball did him a few favours actually, and Casillas could come out. Good anticipation. Ensured that he got there first, and he bowls it down now towards Timothée Castagna. Castagna to De Bruyne. If you're just joining us, played pretty deep alongside Onana in the central midfield in Belgium's 4-4-2. Castagna working it forward now. Saliba ducking his head in to try and get the better of Lukaku. It came off his head and looked up high in the air, and that just gave Lukaku a potential second bite of the cherry. France still able to maintain possession. Now back to the goalkeeper, Maignan to Chouameni. And look for Meccano, very swiftly had to step up from the defensive line to clear before the pressure was applied. Kante's done well to climb high. Jumped with brilliant timing to be able to nudge the ball through the midfield and get France going on the left-hand side now with Rabiot. Rabiot with a little step over. Seem to have Mbappe in 2 minds. Mbappe with a drop of the shoulder, then takes Carrasco out of the picture. Now he's on the edge of the area, right-footed effort over the bar. Best moment of the game by a streak. That was Kylian Mbappe at his best until the finish. It was about 1.5 foot too high.
Yeah, Jim, the frustration for me is we've waited 53 minutes for this. I'm thinking, I said to you after 12 minutes, I've not seen him run at the fullback. It's the last thing the fullback wants is someone with his ability, and he can drop a shoulder and get a strike away. But we've waited 53 minutes. But I've got to say, the French look as though they're coming into the game getting stronger and stronger as the game goes on.
Much better from Mbappe.
Take the ball, take responsibility, and speak with your qualities, on the pitch.
He's showing for it again here, although Rabiot couldn't slip him in down the touchline. Stanley sorted out, gets it for Onana. The Everton now bringing it forward towards halfway. Drops the ball at the feet of Kevin De Bruyne. And Castagna down towards the right-hand touchline for Carrasco. Potentially then, no real surprise when you look at the 2 excellent records that these goalkeepers have. But it is still 0-0. but it's France that are creating the better opportunities. Belgium hardly having a sight of goal at all. Doku trying to rectify that now with another dynamic run, but Koundé and Griezmann doubling up in front of him. And the French have easily won possession back in the end. Forward towards Thuram. Strong challenge on him from the top. Meccano plays it down the French left. For Hernandez to be able to get it forward again in towards Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe scored 31 goals in his last 32 internationals. 52 goals for club and country this season. Today actually the day that he's officially joined Real Madrid. July the 1st, that move to happen after his PSG contract came to an end, and if he scores, he'll equal Michel Platini's national record of 14 goals in major tournaments. Here's Griezmann, and towards Koundé. Ball in towards Mbappe. Good movement, but he didn't get enough on it. About 8 yards out from a decent angle, he's just scuffed it almost with the heel of his right boot, and it's drifted well wide.
Yeah, good build-up again. It was Koundé. That man again coming down the right-hand side. Great ball, great pullback. On that occasion, he's picked out Mbappe and he's just helped it on and didn't get clear contact on the ball.
But Emmanuel, there's more purpose at the beginning of the second half.
Yeah, the movement are much better since the start of the second half. So we are very close. We are just missing, to be much more clinical,
20 yards outside the French box. Forward towards Kevin De Bruyne. Belgium beaten in the quarterfinals in each of the last 2 European Championships by Wales and Italy respectively, hoping to make it through to the quarters today. Lost possession very cheaply in the midfield then. Griezmann, Chouameni, Rabiot. He'll make his way down the left-hand side of the Belgian box. Hernandez ever willing to push forward in support from fullback. Back from him to Chouameni. He's had a couple of efforts. One at the end of the first half, one in the second already. Chouameni to Conte. Conte trying to take the ball on the half turn. But De Bruyne did well, got a foot to it and nutmegged his man. And then Belgium claiming a free kick, but nothing's been given. It was Doku that went down and was irate that a free kick wasn't given by the Swedish referee. Trying to see his point. Here's Conte. Conte coming forward. Griezmann straight back to it. Koundé on the right. Back for Conte. Can get the ball out from underneath his feet. Into Griezmann. Tries to send up Chouameni on the edge of the penalty area. Back heel flick from Griezmann. And then across from Koundé. He's blocked. Doku back in defensive duty. Taken out towards the left back position now by his own corner flag, and potentially guilty of overplaying. And now the free kick does go his way. It's 0-0 here in Düsseldorf. Here's Stuart Pearce.
Yeah, well, certainly this half at the moment belongs to the French. The Belgian side struggling to get out when they've got the ball in advanced areas. Lukaku's failed to hold it up, and they just need to find a clinical finish, a clinical cross.
Coming up to the hour mark, Emmanuel, would you be pondering changes now if you were Didier Deschamps?
Well, it's almost 60 minutes. I think we're not far from the first substitution from Didier Deschamps, but who's gonna lead the pitch? That's the question. But I'm pretty sure he's gonna play with Dembélé on the right flank. He needs speed, He needs someone that can make difference, the ball on his feet,
So would you advocate taking Thuram off potentially and going to the diamond that we were expecting France to play with?
We have the possibility to play with Coman. We can play with Dembélé, with Barcola as well on the left wing, but Mbappe is playing as a left winger, so that's not possible, except if Thuram goes out and he replaces Mbappe as a striker,
Fast has got the ball. He's almost exactly on the centre spot as he just plays it to his left-hand side. Good noise coming from the Belgian support. Probably about 9,000 of them here. Not a million miles away from Belgium, on the western side of Germany. Travel in the great numbers that you might have anticipated, but they've found their voice. They've been buzzing around the streets of Düsseldorf over the last 24 hours or so. France got a free kick, they're taking it quickly. Chouameni can bring the ball forward. challenge. Beaten at this stage of the competition 4 years ago in Bucharest by Switzerland, who came from behind, 3-1 down to draw 3-3 and then win on penalties. What a thrilling game that we brought you on TalkSport. This one a little bit more of a slow burner. The second half has been better than the first. And Saliba plays it to his right-hand side. The Pender coming and putting immediate pressure on Upamecano. France's footwork is good under that pressure. Upamecano's 10 yards inside his own half. Conte shows for him, drops deep just between the two centre-halves to offer himself as a passing avenue. France can work it now 20 yards into Belgian territory. Mbappe, Nana, immediately behind him, just gave him a surreptitious little kick. And the free kick goes France's way. Chouameni, back for Saliba, he's got to make sure he doesn't get caught in possession in the area that he was, and he elegantly glides clear. Pender still sticking to his task, put the pressure on. The pass for Conte didn't find him. De Bruyne working it on. It's Carrasco, brilliant saving challenge. Hernandez came in. First time that the French defence has really been turned. And Hernandez slides in inside the penalty area, wins it cleanly, and puts it out of play for a corner.
Well, Saliba there took too many touches. You could see that he was getting pressed. The only person in the stadium who couldn't was himself. On the turnover, ball in behind, fantastic ball, and I've got to say, what a recovery challenge by Hernandez.
Yeah, poor ball, lost from Saliba, dangerous zone, and then the counter-attack, all the greatness of De Bruyne, but I'm pretty sure you liked what you saw, the great tackle.
I love what I saw.
De Bruyne firing the corner in, it's bounced on the edge of the penalty area, goes out towards a Pender, and he's miscued his cross. And the flag is up and changes are going to be made. There was also a big celebration between Hernandez and his goalkeeper Maignan that was reminiscent of 1970s middleweight wrestlers on the Saturday afternoon, the way that they bumped chests with each other. Here's the change.
Exactly what I said. He will take off Thuram, he put Dembele, Colomwani as a striker. Well, there's something we never understand. If you try to follow the decision, you're lost all the time. Because every time you use Colomwani, it's not as a striker, but as a right winger.
Well, he came on as a right winger against both Austria and Poland. And he's on again here. He scored 44 seconds after coming on in the World Cup semi-final against Morocco, the back end of 2022.
Something bad for Giroud. That means he will never go back on the pitch.
Making up the numbers so far in this tournament, Olivier Giroud. Colomwani goes to ground on the edge of the box. It was Anana who was the closest Belgian player involved. So I take it from what you're saying, Manu, that this isn't a change that you would have made.
I will probably change Griezmann. I will put Griezmann in the midfield, in the middle of the park, and I will put Dembele or even Coman on the right flank. And I will probably change as well Thuram and put another striker. Colomwani for me is an option because this is his natural position.
Belgium are also going to be making a change, and a Pender is coming off, and he's going to be replaced in a defensive-minded substitution by Aurel Mangla, the Nottingham Forest midfielder, who started against Slovakia in that defeat. He's come off the bench in the last 2 games and does so again. So it's going to be Lukaku up front through the middle on his own now, Stu.
Yeah, it is, but they've advanced De Bruyne, so he'll be playing just in behind him. Whether that's going to help them attack-wise, you would expect it will do.
So it's 4-2-3-1, and now the team actually that many people thought would have started the game. Mangala alongside Anana, with Doku on the left, Carrasco on the right-hand side, and De Bruyne at 10, but very advanced at 10 in behind Romelu Lukaku. Mangala, who had a spell in French football the second half of this season, playing for Lyon on loan from Forest. France bring the ball forward now. It's 0-0. We're 19 minutes into the second half here on TalkSport. Winners of this get Portugal or Slovenia, and we'll find out together which of the two it'll be. It's live from Frankfurt, kicking off at 8 here on TalkSport tonight. 2 more games for you tomorrow. For the other half of the draw, from England's half, still is England's half of the draw. The Netherlands, Romania at 5. Austria, Turkey from 8. Here on the edge of the penalty area, France trying to ask questions again. Griezmann gets the ball out from underneath his feet, slices across it, drills it wide.
I'm not sure whether Kante was playing the ball into Griezmann or he wanted it to be left to Koundé, who made a run outside him on that occasion.
Not really convinced by the shot from Griezmann. I think it was desperate for him to do that. I think there was much better options and solutions close to him.
France still yet to score from open play in this tournament, which is almost inexplicable. But when you look at the statistics of this game, 16 attempts on goal, Emmanuel, 1 on target.
I'm not surprised. Technically, we must improve if we want to go until the end. I think this is modern football. It has been always the case at the highest level, you know. You have to be clinical.
Mangala plays it out towards Jeremy Doku. Doku getting it forward. De Bruyne in this more advanced role chases after it, but Lukaku's going to get there first. Upamecano in front of that pocket of Belgian supporters, forced to concede possession. And he's got the toes of his left boot to it to put it over the line and out of play for a throw. And then another throw will be won by the Belgians, but actually deeper towards halfway. So 2nd and 20 here. Théat will take the throw and he'll go even deeper. Chucks it back inside his own half for Jan Vertonghen. Jan Vertonghen will go square to his right-hand side for Fass. Vertonghen who played for the Belgians when they were beaten by France in the World Cup semi-finals 6 years ago. 6 years ago this week. So Titi, the man that scored the winning goal on that occasion. France still, like Belgium, have only conceded the 1 goal in the tournament so far. Belgium's coming 7 minutes into the first game. They've been able to keep things watertight since then. France having the lion's share of attempts today, 16-2 in their favour, but XG will tell you that there's not much between the teams. Here's Vertonghen. Vertonghen on the edge of the D. Goes to his left-hand side. It's Théat. Théat looking long, driving it over the top, forcing the French centre-halves to backpedal quickly. Lukaku keeping the pair of them honest. It was easily headed away in the end. Chouamani with a deft little flick and a very intelligent ball through the midfield for Rabiot. Rabiot to Kylian Mbappe, who's come closer than any other Frenchman to breaking the deadlock. Chouamani sends a right-footed crossfield ball, but Théat can head away from Koundé. With the fullbacks and putting it out for a throw that will be taken over on the French right. And we're midway through the second half here on TalkSport. It's still 0-0. Just be a little hiatus for a moment because there was a coming together off the ball between Mbappe and Carrasco. But both were okay. It was Carrasco that bore the brunt of it. Now play can go on. Watching from the French captain. Chouamani, wearing 8, goes to his left-hand side. Hernandez, who has been lively when France have been able to get it into possession and into possession in good positions down this left flank, this near side. Contact to Koundé and straight back again from former Leicester and Chelsea man. Chouamani again. Belgium with everybody back behind the ball. Chouamani with a long crossfield delivery. Just flicked into the path of Rabiot by Hernandez. Back out towards Théo Hernandez again. Rabiot taking it on with purpose towards the edge of the penalty area. He finds Conte, back out towards Mbappe. Still 8 behind the ball here for Belgium. Mbappe, Griezmann, turning edge of the area. Chouamani, and his rising drive clears the bar. Still, they don't have the necessary accuracy in front of goal. Nothing like it. It's 0-0 with just over 20 to go.
No, the set was decent on the edge of the box. There's no doubt about it. It's set up perfectly for him, but I think he's stretching on the ball when he's going for it.
I really like the build-up of this action, you know. We started on the left flank and then we finished at the center. But again, finishing not good enough, you know. And I think he lost balance as well when he tried these shots, you know.
As I say, shooting from distance, and when we say distance, that was edge of the box. It's got to be a lot better in this tournament.
Castells starting Belgium's latest attack from very deep inside his own 6-yard box, just trying to draw the press so they can passes it long, and does well to find the feet of Romelu Lukaku. Lukaku had Upamecano in behind him straight away. Colin Mwani's done brilliantly to come back and just dispossess the tawdry and tardy Onana in the midfield. Now Belgium work it out towards the left for Romelu Lukaku. Lukaku dropping his shoulder, trying to take on Upamecano. Goes down towards the byline, couldn't get across it, so he pulls it back. Doku with a clever little pirouette, and then a second. The turn deserves another. And it comes back for Tayat. Tayat 20 yards outside the box. With the feet of De Bruyne and back again. Now towards Mangala. To De Bruyne and back for Tayat. Belgium got the passing triangles going. Mangala with a really good run inside the area. It's Lukaku, tight angle. Keeper tips it away. Belgium's first shot on target coming on the 17th-minute mark. But now France on the counter might be able to capitalise on the fact that Belgium have temporarily lost their shape. They couldn't. Belgians have got the banks of fall back behind the ball. France have still got it. And here comes Mbappe. Mbappe inside the penalty area on the left-hand side. Threads it through narrow. Gap between two Belgian players. Ended up going to ground inside the penalty area. The referee again waves the appeals away. As he comes out towards Kevin De Bruyne, he slows it down to walking pace and almost to a standstill. Now gets it back from Castagna.
Right, look at that. Look at it.
So Mbappe, there's plenty of finger pointing going on between him and Vertonghen. Neither of them happy. The referee forced a stop play to call both of them over so that he can calm things down here. Vertonghen is wagging a finger at Mbappe. We're having a look at a replay now, Stuart, of exactly how that all unfolded.
Yeah, I've got a feeling there probably a couple of words said by Vertonghen maybe to Mbappe. Look, you've gone down a bit cheaply there, get on your feet, and off it went from there. Feeling the game's opening up slightly, you know. The effort from Belgium earlier, good strike and a very good save. Mbappe's starting to take players on, which is good to see.
18 minutes for either of these teams to win it in regulation time. Lukaku going over a long ball that was played forward, but it was easily knocked away from him by Saliba. Then Conte did well, pushing the ball from his right foot to his left to draw the challenge. Castells then, as it ended up going inside his own penalty area very quickly, came and slid and put the ball out of play for a throw to make sure it wasn't going to be a corner. But France are on the front foot again. Throw taken by Koundé. 72 gone, 0-0 here on TalkSport, with Portugal-Slovenia to come from 8 o'clock. Chouameni, every chance that this one could go to extra time. Extra time and penalties on the agenda in all of these knockout games, of course. Conte, back for Chouameni. Griezmann inside the penalty area. Conte just plays the ball around the side of one Belgian player. The cross comes in and Tayat heads it away. And coming back inside his own box, Mangala's able to get it clear. De Bruyne almost able to win a 50-50 close to halfway against Upamecano, but the Frenchman stood firm. He's had a good game. And France will continue to bring it forward down the right-hand side before a sliding challenge from a Belgian defender concedes a corner. The reaction from the Belgian players who had a good view suggesting that possibly he's a goal kick. Doku's still down on the deck arguing the toss, but a corner has been given.
Yeah, I think that's a corner. I don't know whether Doku thinks he's been fouled there, but for me that's a corner.
Griezmann's going to take it. And there are 6 white shirts inside the penalty area. Every Belgian player is back within 12 yards of his own goal. In from Griezmann, looking for a near post flick. Tonga made sure that didn't happen. Clears the ball back out towards Koundé. But out he comes again towards Saliba. Good quick feet inside the penalty area. And the shot misses the target. Turning from his right foot onto his left. Tried his luck, but his first international goal was about 2 or 3 feet away from arriving.
I tell you what, he's done everything really well there, and it was a poor finish, wasn't it?
I totally agree with you. To see him, in this position, as a central defender, he did the most difficult things, but the finishing was not great.
19th game for France today, still waiting for his first goal for his country. A player who, when he was 6 years old, was being coached by Kylian Mbappe's father in the Paris area. He's not missed a minute of this tournament so far, didn't miss a minute of the Premier League season for Arsenal. Couldn't find the target there, and it remains 0-0 as a result of that. 15 minutes from time here on TalkSport. Théa bring the ball forward up the left flank. Mangala back for Théa. Théa to Jan Vertonghen. Vertonghen sending it right through his penalty area, but very safely away from the masked Mbappe. He's about fast to be able to bring the ball forward. He's already been relegated and promoted in his time at Leicester City. Théa, 15 yards inside his own half, venturing forward towards the halfway line before literally stopping the ball. Stood with the studs of his left boot on the top of the ball, waiting to see what is going to develop ahead of him. Goes out towards the right-hand side for Castagna. Castagna, Lukaku. Castagna trying to get the return ball and forced out of it by Hernandez. The pair of them just running at each other, nowhere near from the ball for a moment. The referee let everything go, and it's just getting a little bit feisty. But Tottenham getting involved again for a moment. His little clash of legs there with Colin Wane. He's going to be way back to his feet and then booked. So Jan Vertonghen becomes the first Belgian player to have his name taken.
Tedesco's just took one as well, by the way. He's just been booked.
Is that a yellow card for Vertonghen? I know it was given, but should it have been?
I think it was all part to do with the Mbappe situation earlier.
Easy yellow card. Easy, you know?
You think?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Most of the yellow card he gave, I think some of them, they were very easy.
Saliba. More towards halfway for Rabiot. Rabiot on the left-hand side of the box. Hernandez making a run one side of it. He's gone the other towards Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe to Conte. Conte trying to divert the ball with his right foot to the edge of the D. Didn't quite come off, but could they recycles it? Griezmann seemingly in the right place to receive the pass from the right back, just working the angles again. Schwamini's given it away, and Belgium looks to break quickly. Lukaku unable to find Kevin De Bruyne, who applauds the intent of the pass, but certainly not its execution. He's given possession straight back to the French. 10 yards outside the box. Line of three waiting for it on the edge of the penalty area. Not an awful lot of movement for a moment. Now it comes down towards Rabiot. Rabiot can take the ball on the half turn and play down towards Hernandez on the French left. Saliba inside the centre circle and Upamecano. Upamecano on halfway to N'Golo Kanté and towards Koundé. Back for Kanté. This is still in Belgian territory, but going through the centre circle rather than around the edge of the penalty area. Colin Wane, that's a nice ball. Curve with the right foot in towards Koundé. Play back from Mbappe, and he too misses the target. Coming onto it, clear shot, hit it first time, but he's fired it over the bar.
Yeah, Koundé's played a ball inside. He's aiming for Griezmann. He's missed Griezmann. It turned out to be a brilliant ball for Mbappe. And to be fair, it was a difficult one to get his body round, I've got to say.
Wide of the near post, Emmanuel. The chances continue to come, but they're not clear-cut chances, and they're not being taken. Despite the high tariff, there's no accuracy.
Yeah, simple. If you want to score, you have to hit the target. And honestly, how many times we did a shot?
19.
19. How many times we hit the target?
What? What are you trying to say?
Just trying to say that in football it was the case back in days. If you want to score, you have to hit the target.
Things haven't changed.
You cannot hope for a deflection ball all the time, just like we did against Austria.
Well, this is the fourth game of the tournament, and we're deep into it from a French perspective. I think it's worth reiterating that they're yet to score from open play. They've got an own goal the one that Emmanuel was alluding to there from Max Verber. They've scored a penalty. They've had an XG so far in this tournament of 5.4, and they've scored 2 goals, one of which came courtesy of the opposition. So they've not got the formula right up front, but on top here, unable to find something tangible to make their dominance count. Possession still very much in their favour, maybe not quite the advantage that you might have anticipated. It's high 50s rather than mid-60s, which the eye would have told you it was a little bit higher than high 50s. Hernandez taking a throw back and forth to lead. Still, both sides have made one change. Antoine on for Thuram for France. We're into the final 10 minutes of regulation time. Koundé sends a high ball sailing inside the penalty area. That's easy for Castles to come out and catch it. And either side win it in the last 10.
Yeah, the more time's gone on, I don't see the Belgians being as dynamic going forward now. On the turnover, it's a lot slower, they're a lot calmer.
And all the attack momentum continues to be with the French. Belgium happy with the platform that they're laying down here. Too far away from getting this to extra time. Fass sliding it forward towards the edge of the box. And a shot from Carrasco. Which will be taken by the French. Just having a look at the attacking options on the Belgian bench. They've got Bakayoko, Luca Bacchio, who's available again after suspension, and Leandro Trossard as the players that could come on. Not got too much defensive cover though. Only got 2 defenders on the bench because of injury. Back it goes from Griezmann. As France bring it forward again. So much of the play's been in the kind of area it is now, midway inside the Belgian half. Much more here than around the edge of the box. Mbappe just gliding in off that left flank again. Carrasco following him. High diagonal inside the box that Tayak can clear. Bouncing awkwardly. Doku trying to get the better of Conte, one of the 2 smallest men on the pitch in direct confrontation. And it's the Belgian that wins the free kick. 8 to go. 0-0 here on TalkSport.
Yeah, the longer the game's gone on, the more Doku has sort of faded a little bit from the impact he certainly had in the first half.
That's why it's going through Domenico Tedesco's mind. Maybe Doku to come off and bring Luca Bacchio on and swap Carrasco over to the left. Here is Doku. That's a good ball towards the edge of the area. De Bruyne, good save. On the follow-up, it's not going to break Castagne's way. Belgium slicing through. And Kevin De Bruyne from the edge of the penalty area in a central position, firing a right-footed shot. And Maignan did well to get down and keep his clean sheet intact. If that had gone in, that might have been enough.
Yeah, super interchange there by Belgium, and when De Bruyne come onto the ball, you're expecting a good effort. You certainly got one, but good goalkeeping once again.
Yeah, but you cannot leave a player like Kevin De Bruyne alone inside the penalty area. You know how dangerous he can be, so you must avoid that kind of mistake, especially a few minutes before the end.
Yeah, that's for sure. He's probably the last player in the Belgian ranks you want with a ball at his feet anywhere near the box.
This is 6 major tournament Kevin De Bruyne. He's scored in 4 of them, including this one. About this stage of the game against Romania, that's the 1 win that Belgium have had so far. They won that game 2-0. So they, like France, have scored twice and conceded just once in the tournament so far. 6.5 minutes of normal time to go. Now only the 2nd attempt on target that Belgium have had, but that is more than the French. Just 3 shots on target in the 83 minutes so far between these 2 teams, ranked 2nd and 3rd in the FIFA list. France got a really good record against top 10 opposition. Incidentally, they've played 10 matches against top 10 opposition in major tournaments over the last 8 years. They haven't lost any of them, which is a brilliant return. 7 and drawn 3. Get the ball forward now. N'Golo Kanté taking it out towards the right-hand touchline. Turning, bringing it back through the midfield. Griezmann waiting for the ball to come his way. De Bruyne almost able to intercept, but only almost. Now it's played down towards Hernandez, coming in off the left flank. It's a tired chance from Carrasco to try and win it. He's just laid it to his left-hand side. Griezmann scooping into the right-hand side of the penalty area. Koundé, back for Conte. Colomwani trying to turn, gets an deflected shot, and in, and France have the breakthrough in the 85th minute. They've had an own goal and a penalty, and now a deflected effort that may well be enough to put them in the quarterfinals. Substitute Ramdal Colomwani, and it's 1-0 to France.
That's probably the ugliest goal I ever seen, in Euros so far, but this is probably the most important for us. Finally, we hit the target. It's a depression, and it's a great effort, from Colomwani. He got fortunate, because this ball has been deflected by the defender, and the goalkeeper couldn't get it. So we were very lucky, but at the end I think we did deserve to hit at least one time the target, on this occasion. But very lucky.
Well, you've got to say that the French have got big numbers in the box there. They've got numbers forward, and this half has had a theme of the French looking the stronger of the two sides, it's fair to say, and sometimes you need a bit of scruffy luck in a game.
That will give him a lot of confidence, because he had a terrible season with Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah, sorry, Manuel. It was a ball that was played to him. A lovely turn to get him into a position to get the shot in. The shot actually might have been going wide, but it's bobbled off the top of the knee of Jan Vertonghen, wrong-footed the goalkeeper. Has gone down as Colomwani's goal at the moment, and he's announced that way in the stadium. It's only the 5th international goal that he's scored. It's 9 goals for PSG this season after a £64 million move from Eintracht Frankfurt.
You know how we call that in France? I'm pretty sure tomorrow they will say that in the newspaper. The luck of Didier Deschamps.
Well, give me a lucky general rather than a good one. Here's Castagna.
I think he actually went to the same church as Gareth Southgate.
It's a goal that, as things stand at the moment, will give Deschamps his 101st win as the French national team coach. Only Joachim Löw has won more games at the Euros in the tournament's history than Deschamps. This will be Deschamps' 8th. As Castagna bring the ball forward down the right-hand touchline. De Bruyne making a run. Belgium's need is pretty desperate now. Clearance hits De Bruyne, goes out of place, a goal kick. And the Red Devils have got 2.5 minutes plus stoppage time to find an equaliser. So they look to the bench. Luca Bacchio is going to be coming on, and the Lara is also going to be introduced. First player to make way, Castagna. And who's the second player that is coming off? Yannick Carrasco. So Castagna and Carrasco off. Luca Bacchio and the Lara on. And the goal, incidentally, is now officially a Jan Vertonghen own goal. France on the verge. They're 2 minutes away from the quarterfinals, still waiting for their first goal from open play in this tournament. They've now got a penalty in 2 OGs. But that is the passport to a place in the last 8 against either Portugal or Slovenia, the way things stand at the moment. 1-0 to France with a Vertonghen own goal, and that might be just about his last moment in international football.
So that means it's Vertonghen own goal, correct?
Yeah.
So that means we still haven't scored a goal
from open play.
Yes.
It's harsh to take that away from the
Can you
striker.
believe it? If we win the tournament,
now you just need 3 0-0 draws and successful penalty shootouts, and you've got the perfect tournament. Ball is on the French left. Sliding challenge coming in from Saliba, who almost took the carpet in the French technical area up with the ferocity of his challenge. Belgium bring it forward. Fast to his left for Vertonghen. We're in the 90th minute here in Düsseldorf, and Belgium are on the way out. So there's echoes around the western side of the stadium to our left. Theat with a crossfield ball out towards Lukebakio. What's he going to be able to do? Coming off the bench here for Belgium. Good crossfield ball from him. Mangala, left-footed ball inside the penalty area, deflected and in behind Lukaku. France will be able to clear. Now to come back in from Theat. Hits the referee. Couldn't get out of the way, so it's an obligatory drop ball. And it will go to Belgium. France a chance to regain their defensive shape for a moment. There's nothing the referee could do to get out of the way of that. Theat goes back for Vertonghen. Vertonghen to Fass. How many extra minutes are going to be added on? 3. Just 3. Lukebakio for Belgium. They've got 3 minutes to save themselves, which we saw yesterday. Strange things can happen deep in the stoppage time. Lukebakio towards Kevin De Bruyne. Flicking it back infield. Lukebakio goes back for Fass. Now towards the right hand side again. Worked on with plenty of attacking endeavour and intent before Schwamini can clear. His long ball forward goes straight through to Castles. Castles will head towards the edge of the centre circle, go to his right hand side for Fass. France hanging on. Belgium trying to put the pressure on. I say they're hanging on. They're hanging on in terms of the fact that it's all possession from Belgium, but they haven't had anything like a side of goal in the 2 or 3 minutes since they went 1-0 down. Mangala in the midfield after Belgium very nearly sloppily gave away a throw. Already the first of the 3 additional minutes is gone. Fass to his left. 1-0 to France with a Vertonghen own goal timed at 85 minutes. Another chance for the Belgians to come forward off the left flank. Doku getting it inside the penalty area. Too far ahead of Lara. And it should be easily cleared. It is. Out for a throw, which will be taken on the Belgian right. Needs must. Throw taken. Short for Fass. Fass can't get himself into a position that he can get an effective cross in. Anana patiently working into his left-hand side. It's not really a time for patience. Good ball between the lines though from Theat. Held round the corner by Mangala. Doku coming inside the penalty area. Twisting and turning and winning a corner.
Well, twice that's been Doku just got involved in the game. First one he whipped it across the face of the goal. No one there to get on the end of it. On that occasion he's forced a corner.
Might be that this is the last Belgian opportunity. 50 seconds of stoppage time to go. In from De Bruyne. Didn't get the elevation. Headed away at the near post by Griezmann. Belgium battling for possession. Anana though can't help it forward effectively. Lara chases after this as he caught Hernandez. The referee says no. Given a free kick to France there, it would have been all over. It's gone out of play for a Belgian throw. So one last chance to pump it forward into the penalty area. Hit in high by Fass. Handed away by Koundé. Griezmann pokes it away from De Bruyne. 25 seconds left. 1-0 France. Colomboani having his shirt pulled has survived that. He's been pulled down by Mangala. That'll be a yellow card, but more importantly that will give France the opportunity to run the seconds off the clock. They're going to win.
Yeah, vitally important play there, and they just done enough to drive the ball into towards the corner flag and just drew the foul, and that's alleviated all the pressure.
3 minutes of stoppage time up, and that is the end of the game. France have got away with it again. An 85th minute own goal, enough to get them over the line against the Belgians, who were eliminated from this competition, having only conceded twice. Jan Vertonghen in what may well be his last international match with that own goal, and the Colomboani effort that's deflected off him and in. France so unconvincing. 20 attempts, only one on target, and they get to the quarterfinals having scored 3 goals, one of which was a penalty, and the other 2 were scored for them by the opposition. But as we've said once over the last 24 hours, sometimes it's all about getting the job done, and they've done that again. France 1, Belgium 0.